I never thought a piece of paper taped to my door would drag me into court. But there it was, bright orange, screaming in all caps, View FEE, $600 due in 10 days. I stood on my deck holding that notice like it was a joke from the universe. Apparently, according to our HOA president, my new deck panels had improved my view, and I now owed the neighborhood $600. Yeah, for air, for looking too well. Karen, the woman who ran our HOA like a mini dictatorship, was standing on the sidewalk when I found it. Sunglasses glued to her face, fake smile sharp as glass. She said, "You understand, right? The board decided this fee protects property values." I laughed. I really did. I thought it was a prank. Then I realized she was dead serious. The paper had a seal, a real stamp, and everything. That's when I felt something inside me snap. I wasn't just annoyed, I was insulted. Who the hell charges someone for viewing something they've already owned for years? I walked back inside, grabbed the HOA bylaws off the shelf, and flipped through every line. Trash can violations, pool key replacements, late dues. Nothing about a view fee. So I went to the next board meeting confident it'd be an easy fix. Big mistake. Karen sat at the head of the long table surrounded by board members who looked like they'd rather melt into their chairs. I slid my papers forward. "Show me where this fee is listed," I said. Karen tilted her head, that same smug smirk stretching across her face. "The board can add reasonable fees to protect property values," she said, smooth as poison. The others just nodded. No one looked at me. It felt like standing in front of a firing squad where the bullets were made of silence. After the meeting, I went door to door hoping to find someone else who'd been hit with the same nonsense, but all I got were whispers. "Don't make her mad," said Mrs. Patel, clutching her gardening gloves like a shield. Last time someone argued their garden box got flagged for height. People were scared of her, of Karen and her damn sunglasses. That night I sat at my kitchen table staring at the bylaws spread out like battle plans. I wasn't just mad anymore, I was ready. If she wanted to charge me for sunlight, I'd make her pay with the truth. First thing I did was pull up the state HOA statutes online. Turns out any new fee has to be approved by a vote with written notice to all members. There had been no notice, no vote, nothing. So I sent an official request for records citing the exact law. A few days later, Karen emailed back 3 lines long. "Records are internal. Request denied. Cute. Illegal." I printed that email and pinned it to my fridge like a trophy. Still, as the days passed, the whole thing started to eat at me. The HOA sent another reminder notice, and my neighbors avoided me like I had a contagious disease. At night, I'd sit on my deck and think, what if I'm making this worse? What if they fine me into the ground? What if I just paid it and moved on? For a second, I almost gave in. But then one morning, while walking around the neighborhood, I stopped at the top of the hill, the place Karen always bragged about. From there, you could see over half the community, except something blocked part of the skyline. A tall wooden pergola, her pergola. It loomed like an eyebrow over the valley, easily twice the allowed height. And guess what? That structure wasn't on any of the HOA records. No permit, no approval, nothing. I smiled. For the first time in weeks, it wasn't bitterness. It was something sharper. Hope. I called the city's inspection office, explained the situation, and sent photos. The inspector's tone was calm, almost amused. "We'll take a look," he said. Then I wrote a demand letter to the board, plain English, no legal fluff. "Your fee is not in the bylaws. You did not provide notice. You are targeting me. Refund the $600 and remove the fee, or I will sue. I sent it, certified mail return receipt requested." 10 days later, instead of a response, I got another orange bill. This one said, "Final warning." That was it. I filed a lawsuit in small claims court against the HOA for an illegal assessment and harassment. My claim, $600 plus court costs. I attached every shred of evidence I had, emails, photos, meeting notes, even that smug denial message. Word spread fast. By the next HOA meeting, the clubhouse was packed. People lined the walls with their phones out recording. Some were angry, others curious, but everyone wanted to see what would happen. Karen walked in early, her hair frozen with hairspray, pretending everything was fine. "Good evening, everyone," she started. People laughed. I stood up. My hands shook a little, but my voice came out steady. "Before we begin, I'd like to read something I said," and I read the entire demand letter aloud, sentence by sentence, her face hardened with every word. And right in the middle of my reading there was a knock at the door. 2 city inspectors walked in, clipboards in hand. You could hear a pin drop. "Are members of the HOA board present?" one of them asked. Karen raised her hand cautiously. "We're here regarding unpermitted structures and improper fee notices," the inspector said. Gasps, whispers, someone actually clapped. Karen tried to wave them off, saying, "We can discuss this later." The inspector shook his head. "We tried. No one returned our calls." He handed her a bright yellow violation notice, the perfect opposite of her orange bills. Phones came up, cameras flashed. It was chaos. And for the first time since this all began, Karen had nothing to say. When the day of the court hearing came, I wore my best shirt, carried my folder like armor, and walked in ready. Karen was there too, binder stuffed with colored tabs like it was a school project. She told the judge I was being dramatic. The judge didn't even flinch. "Show me where this view fee exists in your bylaws," he said. Karen started flipping pages. Her hands moved faster, then slower, then stopped. Silence. The judge turned to me. "You requested records." I handed him her email, the one that said "request denied." He nodded, slow and deliberate. "That's not how this works," he said. Then he turned to Karen and delivered the final blow. "The fee is void. The $600 will be refunded. The HOA will pay the plaintiff's filing costs. Any future fees must follow statutory procedure, or this court will see you again soon." And that was it. When I walked out, half the neighborhood was waiting. People cheered. Someone handed me a cupcake with $600 written in blue frosting. It tasted like justice and a little too much sugar. A week later, a bright yellow notice went up on Karen's pergola, "Remove or permit." She had to take it down herself in the heat while people filmed from their porches. The sunglasses didn't help her this time. At the next HOA election, Karen showed up without them. No shield, no power. Residents asked real questions. Why did you deny record access? Why did you invent a fee? A dad in a baseball cap stood up and said, "We need leaders, not hall monitors." The vote was brutal. Karen lost her seat. A week later, the HOA sent a letter. "We apologize for the confusion," which if you've ever dealt with an HOA, you know means we messed up but don't want to say it. They refunded everyone who'd been billed for the view fee, which turned out to be zero thanks to the noise I'd made. Now my deck is quiet again, the same old view, scrubby hill, buzzing power pole, but it feels different. The air feels earned. The silence feels clean. Sometimes when I see my neighbors at the top of the hill, we wave and joke about charging each other a wind fee. But when I walk past Karen's yard, there's nothing there now, no pergola, no shadow, just open sky. The view's free again, and if this whole mess taught me anything, it's this: bullies hate sunlight, so open the blinds.